Cowboys making these weird moves, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, what next? What would be the next angle for the Cowboys? Because at the end of the day, we look at this team and we would say, man, normally we don't play around this time. Normally we do not play around this time. Normally we kind of reserve ourselves. We wait for, dare I say, the draft to come around. Especially, we make one move before the draft, and then after the draft, that's when we normally play around with this thing. But the Cowboys, on this end of it, man, we making some weird moves, unseen move, uncalculated moves that may not be calculated to us, but not familiar with us, you see. So we are here for 2020 doing some things that we never really seen before, nation. We are actually trying to look at this team and say, okay, where do we need help at? Where can we fix these issues at? And they out there getting, shout out to you, Bell. They out there getting defensive players. We have yet to move or pull a trigger on the offensive guy outside of the Belldozer kid. But we're really leaning on this defense. So if they plug another guy, and I'm not saying Alden Smith is the end all be all, because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, they hate the pick. They hate the pickup of Alden Smith. They hate the fact that we trying to turn over every stone. They don't even like the film. I had somebody to post and say, well, why post the film now? Wait till after the year, then post the film. Nobody does that. Who does that? We have to evaluate everything. Of course it's old film. Of course it's old highlights. Of course it's old things. But you can't say, well, give me the degree and let's look at everything after, you see, after everything is said and done. No, you got to go through the process. You actually got to train, you got to study, and this is what we're doing. You don't get the test at the end and never study and never get any homework assignment done before on the front end. So that's what I'm saying. This team is doing things that is weird, bizarre, unfamiliar, you see. So even when we look at this and we have to say to ourselves, how can this team be better? I do know that we got a pandemic going on right now, right? I do know that there's stranger things going on in this world, but we have to say to ourselves, how can this particular team become even better than what they were last year? Oh, what is insanity? Doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting different results. This team is doing something different now. Shout out to your Theory. What's good with you? Says, what's good, Cowboys? What's good, Law? Love your content. Jamal Adams next. Watch. Okay, that's what I got Jamal Adams on the illustration for the nation up there. The Jets said that, okay, we're going to obtain Jamal. We're going to extend him. We want his services. We want to be able to keep him within his organization or within the confines of this organization, which we can say that Jamal is a legitimate strong safety. We're not going to put him at the top of anybody's box, right? We're not going to have him to play the high role, right? He can play it, but if he were to be on this team, you would say to yourself, man, they answered the front four, even though it's with bridge guys, and that's just the reality of it. The linebacker situation is still up in the wind, but dog it, that secondary, oh my goodness. The secondary as relates to the interior, oh yeah. It would be nasty if we can get a Jamal, because now you can work yourself and say to yourself, the interior is complete. You got your middle linebacker, who is Jalen, you see, and then you also, if LVE, I know that he got this situation with the injury going on, but if he can find a way to be back to his old form or old shape from his rookie year, the interior part of the defense is solid now. Xavier Woods, Jamal, and then you rotate Donovan Wilson in. Oh, okay, in a pinch, you got the special team guy, Darian Thompson. So you will look at it differently. Now, we can do the exact same similar thing as related to this draft. We can still go out there and get a Xavier McKinney if he falls to the 17th pick. But from what I'm looking at, the moves that they bringing in, the people that they're looking at, although I'm team defense, it could be a situation where they are trying to set up a move or counter move or a counter action so that they can lean on an offensive guy with the 17th pick. And it's just how it goes. It's what it looks like from here. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Mirth. Man, really appreciate you. Shout out to you, Bell, again. I like Alden Smith, low risk, high reward. I'm still concerned about our secondary. This is from Trolling. Hey, here's the thing. I like the fact that you said low risk, high reward. None of that money is guaranteed. None of it. They brought him in just for, hey, we would see what he got. We're going to kick the can. On top of that, we'd throw him some money. We'd throw him some money. We got some in reserve. Cowboys got a lot of money. And on top of that, if you are the coaching of this particular team, I said last night in my previous video, my live stream, y'all also check out my film breakdown. I said this right here. When you think about right kind of guys, it's been thrown around and tossed around as dirty words for the Cowboys organization. It's been thought that, hey, these right kind of guy stuff ain't working. Or they call it Garrett guys. No, the right kind of guys could also mean I want my dogs out there. Right kind of dogs, right kind of person. They're going to elevate the person that's beside him. Want somebody that's going to have pure competition, not folding up like a lawn chair. That is what I believe this new coaching staff and regime is doing. They bringing in their type of dogs. Garrett guys, cool, but let me bring in my guys. Remember, we trust, but we verify. I'm going to repeat, we trust, but we verify. That's what this is about. So, don't let Alden Smith move at all. This is from Lou. Really appreciate you. Dude hasn't played since 2015, laughing my butt off. My thing is, we know he haven't played since 2015. That's not the situation. The situation at hand is that I think that people are looking at it the wrong way. I think that people are looking at Alden Smith as he's going to come in and be some type of starter. No, I'm looking at it like still. It's still up to Tyrone Crawford to have that right defensive end position. Why I say that is because it's still up to Crawford. It's still Crawford's position. You don't know what you're going to have out of Randy Gregory, just as well as you don't know what you have out of Alden Smith. But what you can do is, when you're talking about per football, is competition. You can't tell me that you can create 6'4", 261 pounds out of the lab and throw it out there. Nah, that's something that this guy had already got. He's 6'4", 250 to 260 pounds. He's not given the position. He got to fight for that position. So even if he had not played since 2015, day one, he's going to be a better competition aspect to anybody's game than, dare I say, a Jalen Jelks. He's going to be a better competition than, dare I say, a Joe Jackson. What you're trying to do is you're trying to elevate the competition side of it. That's all it's about. And on top of that, none of his money is guaranteed. So if I'm from the football perspective, I'm bringing in the aspect of, hey, I'm going to bring him in for pure competition. I'm going to see if he got anything left in the camp or anything left in his body. That's why we say we bringing him in for a cup of coffee. This is not a situation where you would say to yourself, oh, this will be the answer. No, that is not the answer. So the perspective, yeah, appreciate you, Lou. I'm not talking just to you, though, but I'm talking to collective people of looking at it just as, hey, this brother going to come in and he's going to be the starter out of everything. No. And believe it or not, Cowboy Nation, the same thing that I'm saying with Alden, it's the same thing we would have to say with David Irvin, the same thing we had to say with Chasson. It was K. Levon Chasson, if we go out there and get him. Look, here's the thing. A lot of people think that just because they're a rookie and they did a lot of things, good things, great things, wonderful things in college, that it's going to be like this in the pros. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, thinking that Jeff Burrows is going to be like Pat Mahomes year one. A lot of people think that. A lot of people before last year was thinking Baker Mayfield was the best thing since sliced bread. He was on 50 million commercials. They had the Cleveland Browns going to the Super Bowl. Let me know what Baker Mayfield was able to do for those Cleveland Browns. You say, it's crazy how this thing can all work out. Jamal Adams, Devon, hey, it could be a situation and a possibility. The rumors are out there with Jamal Adams that, hey, he y'all know he don't like the Cowboys, right? He love them. And I'm not saying, hey, let's sell the form and go get him. But what could be the next move? This is only speculation for the nation. I'm not saying that he signed any documentation to go sign with the Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm not saying that. So please don't think that I'm saying that. And I apologize if you guys think that this is any shape, form, or fashion of clickbait, because I don't do that. I just want people to know that Jamal Adams could be possible. It's possible that Jamal Adams could be one of the next signed, sealed, and delivered type of situation for this particular team. And what would be the ramification for that? Who would he actually help out on this particular team? Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, McCoy. Look, I kid you not. McCoy, Dantari Poe, all of those boys, we don't know. We definitely don't know what they would do when they play in the Dallas Cowboys system. We don't know about the Tristan Hill. All we can sit back and say to ourselves from the historical data that the both players that already played long in this particular sport, that they bring this type of activity. They bring this type of demeanor. They bring this type of association as relates to defensive power or defensive presence. Hopefully, I mean every bit of that word, hopefully, that Tristan Hill can find a way to replicate and associate and don't deviate the situation and learn from those guys. That's what we hope. That's what we can dream for. When there's hope in the future, there's power in the presence, Cowboy Nation, right? Man, I'm telling you guys, boy, I got about 2 more minutes, man, with you all. I love talking to you guys. Dez would be nice. Dez Bryant, the exact same situation. Dez Bryant. He come into this system. He come into this scheme. For one, we don't know what Dez Bryant looked like without Jason Garrett. Let that sink into your mental. We don't know what Dez Bryant looked without Jason Garrett. We don't know the limitations that Jason Garrett put on Dez Bryant. We just don't know what Dez Bryant would look like with, dare I say, no longer a sophomore quarterback. I'm gonna pause for a second. A sophomore quarterback. People fail to realize they hold Dak Prescott to this highest of the highest standard. They expect Dez Bryant and Dak Prescott to be on the same page as Tony Romo his rookie year. Oh, his sophomore year. Oh, they wanted Dak to Dez to be like this remarkable situation for the nation. They put, and that's the problem with, not with you guys that's watching, but with some majority of the other Cowboys fans. They have this crazy expectation for the nation. They try to say that, okay, man, boy, I sure miss Tony Romo to Dez. Like that chemistry, like 2014 was Tony Romo's first year and Dez Bryant's first year ever being on the field together. I'm gonna repeat. Like 2014 was their first year. Like this Tony Romo, this is Ron Jaworski live, ESPN, top 10 news, Ron Jaworski, Tony Romo. As he scans the field, he finds Dez Bryant in the fade corner. What a nightmare that combination is. Ron Jaworski live. They expect that type of situation to happen. But people, it's not going to work that way. Yes, Dez Bryant, Dak Prescott was not a great or a happy beginning or marriage. It wasn't. It's process to those things. I think that Dak Prescott is a better passer of the ball than what he was in 2016. The win-loss ratio may not show it, but he's a better thrower of the ball now. So my thing is, Cowboy Nation, I want people to just understand those references there. That it takes time for players to develop. It takes time for coaches to understand what players can do good and what players can't do good at, and they try to elevate that. The problem is with Jason Garrett's administration, and I know this water under the bridge now, is that his particular philosophy was like, whatever talent you came in with, that's the talent you're going to leave at, basically. Look, Law, what'd you say? Well, what's the historical data? Huh? Name me 10 players that he done elevated in his 10 years. You can go one a year. All right, Cowboy Nation, man, I really appreciate you all. Thank everybody, mama, uncle, cousin who joined in today. I really appreciate you guys. Let's continue to share this content. Y'all tell that friend, neighbor, foe where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk. Beer game, beer baby. You know what I'm saying? It's not baby beard anymore. I think I graduated from that style. Shout out to all of the beards out there. Salute to the admins. Shout out to those who share this content. Yes, better than a boring offseason. Yeah. Hey, at least the Cowboys are giving some reverence, some people stuff to talk about, right? On the ESPN and NFL, four-letter network, whoever. Yeah, my boy said Law Harden. Shout out to James Harden, too. Y'all check in on him, man. Much love to everybody, man. Shout out to Natchez, Mississippi, and shout out to Dallas, Texas, man. Beer gang all day. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Yeah. Come on, we going to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Y'all get ready. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to see y'all there, right? Yeah. Wash those hands. Yes, yes. In between those fingernails, too.